I can hear you moving from here. Show yourself.
No!
Madeline Williams. Just that I remember this girl listed here. She was with me, in the group following Cooper, when we toured the upstairs part of the mansion, I mean. Rather loud one, especially when we took a peek into the attic. Kept talking about the ghost stories the whole tour.
Then, do you think she's...
She was reported missing 3 days after.
If they're all alright. So wait, every single person who was at the open house, aside from Ash, of course, because he did a fake name, they just all of a sudden disappeared.
But when I'm with you, all of my worries seem trivial.
Oh! Hey Internet, it's Jessica, and welcome back to the letter. So Ashton pretty much confessed his feelings towards Isabella, but I don't know if Isabella caught on that he was trying to do that. He kind of just slipped it in and be like, hey, our other friends think the same way too. But now we got all the document files. Hopefully it's enough that we can actually find someone who has had an interaction with Luke or had a mishap with Luke, who's still alive and not dead. Only hoping. But anyway, let's continue. Hastily I gather everything, the personal files, the client documents, sales agreements, and contracts, anything my hands could reach. In record time, all of it has been stacked in a neat pile, ready for storage. I'm heading for the record room now, not a few seconds later. Whatever that is. It should be easy to find, unless this place is a maze of some sort, which I highly doubt. Still beats staying here and seeing the look on her face. Crap. Really? Her anger is still bearable. I can take that, including the glower she sends my way.
So, yeah, I'll go get the security videos and put these back where you pulled them from. Man, these are heavy.
Ashton, you're so awkward, dude. But, like, I honestly do understand why he won't, you know, say he outright loves her or like I want to be more than friends or anything, because like he mentioned earlier, he's trying to protect all the people he knows in his life, which is his friends and family, because he doesn't want like Luke or any mishap during his job to like affect them or get them in danger. So it kind of sucks because he can't just outright say it, but I wish he would. That would be nice if that happens in this game, but I don't know.
Ash, it's just paper. You don't even know where I...
Oh, no, I can handle this. Easy as pie. And, yeah. Security cams, tapes, videos, cams.
Awkward.
Yeah, I'm off.
Her rejection at this point? Maybe not yet. Getting the files back to BRC's archive room is a sitch? Is that how you say that? I don't know. With the documents back in their proper places, I lock the door behind me, tugging it twice just to make sure. Now, on the next order of business, removing the evidence of our litter excursion in here, or at the very least, the parts showing what we've been doing during the past hour. Wow, the security guard isn't going to be like, I wonder where those kids went to, Seb? He's not going to be like, where'd they go? Can't have our faces plastered on our security footage, showing us breaking the law as it were. I'm going to have to wipe the data from Isabella's access card entries too. Surprisingly, finding the security room proves a breeze. What will be tricky is getting inside. The fact that no one has walked out during the whole time we've been here means the room is either empty or the security's sound asleep. I'm begging on more of the former. If they're cutting corners and firing agents, I have no doubt that they're fired the guy stationed here, if they have anyone watching the monitors in the first place. It's rather a common thing for establishments just to leave security recordings indefinitely and only check the footage if something actually happens. Just to check, I press my ears against the door, listening for any signs of anyone occupying the room. After a long minute and nothing, I give the knob a few rattles.
Standard lock and key. Should be easy enough to pick.
Why do I have a feeling the girl is like in there? I just have this feeling she's there and Ash is finally gonna see her again. We have a lockpick set, but those can be used if necessary, and with a search warrant. Even then, it's a skill set rarely needed. Subtly isn't a cop's priority if they have authority to search on the premise. Bolt cutters and brute force are the favored methods. If those fails, we call a locksmith. Me, I prefer the good old hairpin trick when those options aren't available. Besides, they're easier to hide and store for emergencies. Running my hand through my hair, I pull out a bobby pin. Two of these I can keep open at any standard lock. One makes a lever and the other makes a handle. I'll call it a complex skill, but it certainly takes time and a lot of practice to successfully pick a lock. Good thing I practiced with them for a bit in my college years. I learned more when they are accessible and standard issue for law enforcement. I mean, that's what he did with Zach's house, right? Or apartment. A wiggle here and a click there, and I managed to seize of all the pins and locking mechanisms soon enough. With a slight turn of the knob, the security room's ripe for the picking. Oh god, no, I don't like this! Ah! The room's odor hits me first, a sharp, nauseating stench, as if someone had accidentally spilled a gallon of bleach in the room. When was the last time they opened this place?
Ugh, this place smells awful.
Oh, hell no.
Jesus, it's worse than the forensics lab on a bad day.
This is probably because of the badly blotched effort to clean up the place. Even in the dark, and gets by dark stains on the wall. I really don't have the time to try and play this ketchup or soda right now, but I have this strange gut feeling who the mess might belong to. As expected, no security personnel mans the office's CCTV controls, and the standalone DVR setup is open for anyone. Normally, I had the heap of things to say about the sloppy security setup, but right now, their negligence makes me whole task erasing evidence easier.
No fuss, no muss.
The next one should be access to the card data. Hopefully, getting into the computer won't be too much of a hassle. Everything up until now has been smooth sailing. Oh my god, when they say that, it just everything goes to shit. There have been hiccups, I'll give that. Though, it does nothing to dampen the good mood I'm in. Once I shift my attention to the machine sitting next to the DVR setup, all of it swiftly evaporates. I am no computer buff, but I can definitely recognize one more than decades old. Simply looking at it makes me feel younger. Wait, what is that shadow thing next to Isabella? What is that? Oh, hell no. No, Ashton, you gotta go back to her! With a heavy sigh, I power it up and mentally prepare myself for a slow slug. Slow apparently remains an understatement here. It takes a whole 3 minutes for the thing to start up. The OS hasn't even started loading, and in my boredom, I start inspecting the live feeds from the cams. Only two work, one of the view outside and everything seems to be in order there, and the other is for the main workspace where it's a fleeting glimpse, curiously glance, but the sight of it stops me. The image is blurry, but standing there right in the middle of the room by one of the cubicles, I can make out a form of a...
What the hell is...
No! I don't get too far into that line of thought. Oh my god, it's like forming! She's forming in there, dude! No, a few seconds after my words have slipped out without any sort of warning, while I'm still trying to make sense of what it is. Eh! The figure moves! Ew, no! Ew, no! Is she coming closer to the TV? Girl, get away! A moment of paralysis, I can't even talk, hits me when she stands right in front of the camera like a damn rookie. I go still in the face of danger. I definitely haven't been trained to handle the supernatural, and this one isn't it. And, oh fuck. Ah! Her eyes bore into me, the malice in them piercing. Even beyond the screen, it's enough to make me go numb. What the hell's happening? Only the mug crashing onto the floor when my hand accidentally takes a swipe at it snaps me out of the trance, reminding me that I'm not the only one here! Isabella! It seems she hasn't noticed anything. Am I the only one seeing this? In any case, whatever's happening, I have to get her out! Gathering my wits, I quickly reach for my phone. Yo, it's not gonna work! It takes but all 2 seconds before she answers, but there's still no time for relief.
Ashton, did you really have to call? We're practically on the same...
Get out of there.
What? Why are you...
Out. Get out. I'll meet you in the elevator. Just...
Oh!
You're creeping me out, Ash.
Just get yourself out of that place, now!
Without a second thought, I back away from the controls, from the room, ready to be done with this place. But before my foot even moves, she disappears. Oh,
Son of a...
I knew she was gonna do it, but I didn't think it was gonna be right now. My heart instinct instantly takes over, and my hand quickly reaches for the gun at my side, only to meet empty air. A mistake that cost me a few precious seconds, while the paperwork I brought with me threatens to scatter everywhere at the same time. Gathering everything and myself once more, with no weapon to protect myself, my sense of self-preservation kicks in, and I lunge towards the door. That's true! What can he do with a gun? It's not gonna do anything! I sprint across the office without daring to look back. Isabella's already waiting in the front of the elevators by the time I make it out of their office. Worry creases her brow upon glancing at me, but I don't have time to answer that question in her eyes. As soon as I reach her, I grab her arm, practically throwing the two of us into the open elevator, and slam the button for the ground floor. Ah! Oh god. A sigh of relief escapes me when the elevator starts to descend. The clicking noises fade off into the distance. Beside me, Isabella shifts, moving the stacks of paper under her arm while she takes in my appearance. Concerns in her eyes, though all I offer her is a small gesture of my hand, while I attempt to compose myself. Breathe. In, out.
Why are we in such a hurry?
Shit, she didn't see it?
We need to get out of this place. Did you get everything?
Yeah, it's all here. But really, you don't look too good.
I'll be fine. I was in the security room. From the monitors, there was a fucking...
Oh god, bitch, no, she's gonna come out of there, I know she is. The rest of what I'm about to say dies on my tongue when the elevator stops and the doors open too. No! I don't want to see! Bitch, if you come down this hallway, I swear to god. There's a moment of pause while we both take in our surroundings. Confusion's understandably there.
Oh, come on! They should just replace this whole thing.
No!
No, I'm quite sure I pressed for the ground floor.
Right? But it's just as Isabella said, the elevator always did have problems when I visited in the past. Often she became so angry whenever we tried to get to her floor, and she'll have to repeatedly smash the button for the elevator to even move. That was always good for a laugh. I wasn't too worried then. Now, no! She's coming down! I knew it! From the distance, beyond the light's reach, the noise echoes in my ear, along with the rapid pounding in my chest. Isabella stiffens and her eyes grow wide at the sound. Gingerly, she reaches up to grab the hem of my sleeve and grip it hard, tight around for her fingernails to dig through. Oh! Her eyes search wildly for the source of the sound while I stand protectively in front of her.
Ash, did you hear that?
What if she's not there? What if she's like up in the elevator, like up in the ceiling? Oh god!
Anyone there? I can hear you moving from here. Show yourself.
No! No response. Only the soft sound of something scurrying around the floor and the walls in slow, deliberate movements. Faint, though, still audible enough in this hush. Sorry, I keep looking away because it's freaking me out. Until it stops. Why? 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 A moment. Why?
We need to go, Ash.
Ah!
We have to.
Ah! And then what? No! This time I'm certain it isn't my imagination. Against my training, my whole body freezes. Hands still mild pressing the button, eyes going wide while wanting to any sort of movement from further back, and my ears strain for the source of the sound. Oh god. I can't even offer Isabella any reassurances. Much as I hate to admit it, dread has seeped into every nerve of my body, and the blasted elevator still won't work!
This isn't in my fucking training manual!
Oh shit, we're screwed!
Ash, we need to leave. I know that sound. Ash, please, get the elevator!
Another series of shuffling against the ground and laughter, and all of a sudden she's just there. No! I see her! Is she crawling towards the elevator? Ew! Like a twisted spider, she stares at us. A look of hunger in her eyes and venom in the twisted manner she smiles. A glee is she well earned, when we're damn flies that have been dropped right into the spider's web.
Ashton!
Damn it! Damn it!
Oh god! Without warning, she moves, mocking me with each unhurried crawl she takes, knowing I'm at her mercy.
Fucking hell!
Ashton, the door!
Yo, I'm trying! Our lives are in the hands of a crummy elevator, literally hanging between life and death. We're not going to die here. Not in a damn elevator! Whew! As if a divine power has heard me swearing up a sermon in my head, the doors close just as the thing looms near. Soon the elevator, the blasted thing, is heading up. Oh my god. Isabella's knees buckle in relief. Into ticks. She's hugging herself without any care for the mess of papers on the floor she has dropped on the floor in a panic. She draws in one ragged breath after another, each one brimming with nothing but relief. And this is the most I've been tired my whole damn life. Not during training, when my superior first asked me to drop 100. Not after a stakeout, but after smashing a fucking elevator button repeatedly. I slump out to the ground beside her, worn out, but I don't let myself feel relief again. Not until we're out of here. Isabella seems to be the same mind as she looks to me. Still, I find myself sharing a shaky laugh with her.
We're okay. We're fine.
For now.
Yeah, we're good. Alive. Fuck, we should have taken the goddamn stairs.
Twice I've seen it. Thrice. If I included the party, unless I'm tripping balls without realizing it, there's no doubt in my mind that this is actually happening. I don't want to believe it, but with the truth staring at me in the face, I'd be stupid to deny the reality of the matter. As soon as the lift hits the ground floor, we hightail it out of the building. Seb sounds asleep when we pass by his station. However, in the face of what we've seen, everything I faced tonight, I really didn't care less who was still seeing us around our way out. The sooner we can get away from this place, the farther, the better. I'm just not sure if it also means being safe. She almost got us. Damn it! The fucking thing almost had us! Shit, it was only by luck that we managed to get a fucking elevator unstuck. Had the blasted thing not worked at the last second, I need some air. Fresh, breathable air that doesn't stink like death or gore all at once. I'm panicking. Christ, losing focus. With another person here, I can't afford that right now. Isabella hasn't said anything, but I know she's more shaken than I am. I can't lose it when another person depends on me.
Remember your training, Frey.
Another deep breath and soon I'm starting the engines and driving off. After a little incident, somewhere open would be good. Someplace I won't get trapped. I mean, it doesn't matter where you go, right? Because she will find you regardless. Look at Zach. Remember when he ran away after seeing her? He just ran to the park and she was there, so it doesn't matter. Luxburn Park brings a welcome relief, though only by some. The chill that has been seeped into my bones is still there, feeling and unfeeling underneath my skin. If I don't move, if I don't busy myself with anything, soon my brain will go haywire. It's the last thing I want to happen when there are plenty of things to do. But this already answers all of it, doesn't it? Those deaths? Just how many copies of the letter are out there? Isabella can't have the only one if other people are also getting cursed. Could it be that the ones that she has shown us is just one of 5, maybe even more? That whole pass this to 5 people business is ridiculous, but at this point, is it still? All in all, we found 21 people who might have read the letter, 7 of them deceased, 8 if we count Cooper. And that's only what we can find right now. We have no idea how the contractors or the specialists hired from the outside of the company are doing, if we are in any effective way. How many more people are suffering? How many are missing? How many are dead? Can I still blame the rights of this? If anything, they might be in danger as well. I don't think I can wish a curse upon anyone, no matter how big of a douchebag Luke Wright is. There's also that woman. How do we get out of this mess? How do we get away from her? Shit. Still, so many things we need to look into. Yeah, all my body wants to do is pace, burn out whatever excess energy there is in me.
Ashton, I'm getting dizzy. Will you sit down?
It's the first time Isabella has said anything. She's been sitting quietly ever since we dropped here. Better and less distracting than watching her nervous habits, I suppose. She certainly seems calm now. Too calm, in fact, for someone who just seen something terrible. But it's been more than a week for her already. People do get desensitized to things at some point. Even someone like Isabella. Who knows what's going on inside her head, though? Inside mine, there are too many, and none of them would sit still.
I'm not going crazy, am I? I saw that. I'm pretty sure I saw that. I didn't inhale anything weird. Jeez, shit. Isabella, please tell me that wasn't...
What I'm not expecting when I turn to her is mirth. One that she could barely contain.
You're laughing. You're laughing.
Why are you laughing? I'm not quite sure what she sees in my face, but in the next second, a laugh suddenly bursts out from her. I'm so sorry. It's just that you should have seen the look on your face back there. Yeah, right, sure. I'm not the one who panicked. You almost ripped my arm off. Yeah, but... Isabella, this isn't funny. That woman almost got us. We could have ended up dead.
I know. I'm really sorry. But this is just too precious to miss. You really lost your shit for a moment there.
You're trying to get back at me, aren't you?
Well, I'm not the one who kept calling someone scaredy cat for years. How does it feel?
I'm not scared.
Really? Because it doesn't seem that way to me.
Like...
At all.
I get why Isabella thinks this is funny, because, like, everyone is making fun of her for not believing her. But at the same time, is this really the moment where you should be gloating about it?
I'm not, alright? I just don't know what to do right now.
Immediately after, the moment passes, replaced by another tense silence. Laughter dies on her lips as everything sinks in. We're in deep shit. And it finally caught up and hit us like a ton of bricks. Hit me more than anyone. Because she's been warning us of this since day one, and I'm the first person who brushed it off. Despite that, she still reaches out to me, tugging at my sleeve almost desperately. Her hands are trembling, and there's tremor in her voice when she speaks. Without the cheer, only fear remains. One that she has been burdened from the beginning.
We're still going to do something about it, right? Not just stand around and let that thing get us.
Unexpectedly, she leans forward against my arm and grips on my sleeve the grips on my sleeve tightens. There's desperation there, a quiet plea.
I don't want to lose anyone anymore, Ash.
I wish I could give her that promise, but with so many unknowns, so many things I don't understand about this, how could I? Why she still trusts that I can do something about this baffles me, but all feels wholly undeserved considering the way I treated her. Yet despite my reluctance, I find myself returning her a hold in kind. A grass, a warm light enough to comfort. Not a promise, but the closest thing to it. Sunday. Jesus. Oh no. I don't like this. Darkness blurs the edge of my vision. Black tendrils twist and coil around my limbs. Soft footfalls echo from the far distance, scurrying, scampering, moving in an odd rhythm with the sharp, piercing notes of her laughter. A scream threatens to burst. My throat closes off. Ever so slowly, a chill seeps into every nerve of my body, washing away every sensation in me, apart from one. There's only fear. Once again, her laughter echoes, a sound both bitter and unforgiving. It's the last thing I hear before she reaches for me. The ground trembles. The world slows to a stop. Oh, okay. Oh, we're in Isabella's room. Morning breaks in a blurry mess of vivid shapes and colors. Oddly, there is no feeling of terror or confusion gripping me, despite the vague images that have driven me from sleep. Awareness kicks in shortly, though slow and sluggish, as I blink away the last remnants of unconsciousness from my eyes. The early morning light already streams from the open windows, when the memories set in and the room finally comes into focus. Isabella's apartment. Pushing myself upright, my eyes wander idly towards her prone form. She's hunched over the coffee table, both her arms under her head while she continues to rest. Then the chaos of the papers are folded, we've left scattered over it, before sleep has claimed both of us. We bunkered down here last night after both our nerves have calmed down, mine for the most part. Staying together was an unspoken invitation. And anyway, I'm pretty sure neither of us want to remain alone when there's that woman. Is she still one in the first place? One that we normally call a human? I still feel guilt? Does it understand pain?
Fuck. I'd rather get charged for breaking and entering than mess with whatever that thing was any day.
Not that thinking about this still matters, when all our lives are still in her hands. She's dangerous. If we don't do anything about her and this curse, we'll definitely be pushing Daisy soon. I can't let that happen. I dallied on this long enough, left all my friends in harm's way after the warnings they've given me. Besides, beneath the terror and the adrenaline that keeps me running, knowing what lies ahead for Isabella makes it hard not to take action. The paper sitting on the edge of the table calls my attention at this, light against my hand when I reach for it. It has caught my eye the night before, but with the lot that we still need to go through, I simply ignored it. The logo embezzled on the top of the paper, however, provides this paper a whole new meaning. Not for me, but definitely for her.
A scholarship grant, huh?
Oh. University of Luxbourne. I've only ever heard her talk about this once or twice, completing her degree, that is. She rarely goes about it in great detail, preferring to keep it to herself. Perhaps it's the fact that she thinks she's already too old to chase after it? No, she's still too young. It's been 5 years after all. I've been caught enough snippets of a conversation between her and Zach to know that she has never given up on it. Despite how things have panned out with her father, she's one step closer to be part of her life. As silly as it may sound, coming from a friend, I'd like to give her a chance to have this. Whether this means stepping out of the comfort zone and figuring out what to deal with this curse is, I'll do so. If only to see that same smile on her again. These days, the only moment she seems to show is when she's asleep, like right now, no matter how uncomfortable she appears. A smile of my own forms, despite this, when I glance at her sleeping form again. She hasn't moved since, her shoulders rising and falling in a slow, even rhythm with her breathing. You won't think that she has any problems this way.
If only that were true.
Sighing, I place the paper back where I had gotten it, carefully so that I won't accidentally wrinkle or damage it in some way, and finally push myself off the makeshift bed. Isabella shifts when I carry her off of the floor and over to her bed, but doesn't wait. Simply tuck herself comfortably under the covers and I pull over. Briefly though, she mumbles something to herself and draws another breath.
Becca, Ashton's being dumb again.
She drifts back into a deeper state of sleep after, like it hasn't been interrupted by the slightest movements earlier, but the smallest smile on her lips remains. One I find myself returning in kind.
Who sleeps like a rock now?
It's better this way. Better to leave her and her dreams for a moment, which I hope are better than the ones I've had. She'll have time to worry about our problems later when she wakes up. For now, this will be another thing I don't want to take away from her, a moment of respite, no matter how fleeting. She deserves it, after everything she's been put through. What I've been put her through. In the meantime, I still have 2 other people I need to check up with. Isabella will definitely get in a tizzy if I don't check on them. Cold Luxbourne air meets me upon stepping out of the hallway. Not unusual itself. This is what Luxbourne weather is supposed to be. A bit cold, damp for the most part, and more often than not, terribly drab, with an occasional sparkle of rain every few hours. The sky is still clear, but I'll give it a day or two before the weather takes a turn for the worse. I've complained about the awful rains for years, despite having lived here my entire life. I have to admit, though, seeing you return to the usual feels extremely reassuring. At least something is still normal in the world, when I can no longer think the same thing for the situation we're in. A nightmare, that's probably what this is. Usually I'll say, I've been through worse, but that's simply another lie that I've often told myself, isn't it? I found myself a great deal of lies through the years, just so that I won't have to think about it the next day. Maybe we won't have this problem if I haven't been running away and ignoring things, hiding them someplace no one will see, because I have since believed doing so is a show of weakness.
Fuck do I know about ghosts, though?
What does Zach? What is Rebecca? Zeman has mentioned dreaming about the woman. Whether it's the same one we've been seeing, I have yet to ask. Bottom line, he's likely knows as much as this as I do. Hell, Rebecca probably is in the same boat, grasping for anything that might prove to be an answer, a way out of this. What can any of us do when all of us lack the understanding of what's happening? One thing's clear about this, however, that thing after us because of the letter. Both Rebecca and Zach have seen it too. She will go after them as well. Yet here I am, walking up to Rebecca's door, one slow step at a time, a stalling tactic to allow myself some time to put the mess in my head in better order. How to phrase this when there's simply 90% chance that she's still pissed about the whole different matter. It's only a reason we didn't check on her last night, aside from the ungodly hour Isabella and I arrived. We'll only alarm her by showing up in her home in the middle of the night, acting like babbling lunatics, and her anger can last quite a while. These days, it seems only one she can easily forgive is Isabella, but even with her, Becca's fuming still takes hours. I run my hand through my hair and straighten out my jacket before knocking, once, twice, and 3 times, just to be sure she heard me, even if she's asleep. She's usually awake by now,
Hey,
though.
Becca, it's Ash. Open up. Don't tell me you're still in bed.
Seconds tick by. No answer from her, and dread has started to creep up. I've been trained to handle dire situations, but the feeling has been doing that quite frequently since last night. My mind begins to anticipate the worst, and the next minute, concern has mixed in within my thoughts, and I bang my fist at the door louder this time. She's definitely be livid, but I'd rather face her wrath than a dead body. Oh my god, please!
Becca, it's Ash. There's something we need to talk about right away. Open up, I know you're...
Your girlfriend left early this morning, pretty boy.
Okay.
So, if you could do us a bloody favor and shut up, that'd be real fucking polite.
My hands pause short of landing another heavy knock. From another unit, Rebecca's other neighbor peeks through the door, though I see nothing but a bundle of blankets. I'll say they need help from being devoured by sheets, but it sounds like he's just fine. He's just a huge asshole, too. Course of action, so people like him won't ruin your day. Act like the nicest person on the planet. He's done me wonders when I was a rookie patrolling the streets. No need to match his temper.
Oh, did she say where she was going?
I don't know. She said something about meeting someone or something, in case Filipina girl over there asks. Well, what am I, her keeper? You know some people want to sleep in on a bloody Sunday, so keep it down.
Okay, cool.
Looking forward to this weekend. Thanks, you damn git.
Well, there's no need to be an ass about it. I'll get out of your...
He slams the door shut without warning, but not before muttering a string of very colorful words about me. Probably thinks that I won't hear him inside the 4 walls of his apartment.
Jerk.
And at the end of it, a sigh. So Rebecca's not here. I must have missed her by an hour or so, but at least she's not alone. She should be safe, in theory. More so, if a person she's meeting with is who I'm thinking. Nevertheless, I still can't help but worry. It's an easy thing continuing down increasingly dark lines of thought. I think that's when she goes to meet the professor, right? Before I killed her, oh god. Jack Brashley to find out where she is and go straight there, without deliberating on my actions first. There's Zach to boot. Rebecca's not alone, but I can't say the same for the big guy. A simple phone call to both of them should do the trick. It'll ease my nerves at any rate. It's better than rushing over to Zach's place or assuming Rebecca's whereabouts and finding out they're nowhere where I've guessed they should be. Assuming the worst will still come next, which I'd rather avoid this early. Any other reason I won't bother them, but an emergency begs for urgency. This is one, right? Even if it isn't, anxiety from concern dulls judgment, something I most certainly can't afford to lose at any given time, especially right now. Any means to calm it down will do wonders, for the muddled mess in my mind is already in. Pulling up my phone, though, the screen until the end ends up on the group with only Zach, Rebecca, and Isabella's numbers listed. Other people would probably say I keep too few friends when they the chance to this. To some extent, it's true. I can easily name about 100 people that I've acquainted throughout the years. Colleagues, blockmates from uni, neighbors, those sort of people. They all come and go. But these three have chosen to stay for a reason, without wanting or asking for anything. Unlike the others, none has Zach's kindness, Rebecca's patience, nor the sincerity in Isabella's eyes. One day, these guys are just there. The next thing I know, being with them is the easiest. That heavy, somber feeling lingers in the air when you stand alone in your apartment, or someone has simply spending the day off with anyone. I'll say it's loneliness, but this carries much more depth than that. If I can't help it, I don't want to lose any of them to some stupid curse. A phone call might be the last comforting thing in the moment. Honestly, I prefer being in the same room with them right now, but I'll take what I can get. Becca first. She'll get angry at me for worrying about her. She isn't some helpless damsel in distress after all. She isn't the shy little girl I knew when we were children. We're already far from the people we were back then, but that's more enough reason to check on her. I don't have to imagine her taking anything head on. She'll do it, instead of asking for help when she needs it. Don't care if she gets mad at me, if only I know she's fine. A ring. In the silence of the hallway, sounds alone might as well be sharp enough to pierce through my ears. Another second passes, 2, 3. But when the 9th ring, it goes straight to voicemail. A cold feeling instantly lodges in my stomach.
Rebecca Gales here. You've reached my voicemail. Sorry if I can't get to you right now. Oh, and if this is Isabella, yes, you're free to reheat the food in my fridge. Otherwise, leave a message.
Probably just busy, that's all. I barely managed to keep my voice even when I speak.
Hey, Becca, call me back when you're free. We need to talk. ASAP.
Becca will be alright. Is alright. She's safe. She's with someone else. In the event that woman shows up, she'll have someone with her. Someone she'll be able to ask for help. She's safe. She can handle herself. Becca might be a fiery temper, but she knows when she's faced with something she can't handle herself. Rebecca will see my missed call and she'll call me back. Though I don't express it enough, Rebecca is someone I consider important to me. Aw, she's been my friend for the longest. Anybody else would have fed up with me and left. The girl stuck with me no matter how much of a jerk I've been. There's Zach and Isabella now too, of course. I'll always be thankful for having them around. The worst times before, however, Becca was there. No one believes it when I say it, but surely I had awful moments as a bratty kid and as a horrible teen. Issues. I've had too many of them to count and refuse to deal with them for a time. At least that's what Andrew tells me. I tend to think nothing of it. It has mellowed down over the years, thanks to the professor mostly. At times, I do wonder if it still burns me the way it did all those years ago. After all, I was terrible, especially around the time of my parents' separation. Looking back at it now, I had no reason to direct all my frustration towards everyone else. While I was a kid who lashed out at anyone, preferred to keep myself and turning those negative feelings into more productive things. I've grown distant from a lot of people because of it. From my old friends back in my old school and my neighbors I've hung out with before moving. A habit I've likely brought to me into adulthood. I was just so angry with everyone and everything. All I kept thinking about was myself, wondering why me. In retrospective, I was selfish, little bastard who thought the world revolved around me. That I shouldn't have been going through it. I believed my behavior was entitled, that I had the right. Tough times, but she stuck with me, snapped me out of the little sulk, as she often phrases it, whenever she sees a chance to bring it up. She didn't tolerate my bullshit, but she didn't leave me alone either. If anything, the whole thing made her stick around. Her concerns may have grown a bit overbearing over the years went by, but she's still an old friend nevertheless. I owe her a lot. That won't change.
Damn it. Where are you, Becca?
Another message left on her voicemail, then my third call, I hang up. For the time being, I can't do anything more than wait for her to return my calls. Worrying aimlessly won't get me anywhere. Zach, on the other hand, the guy attracts trouble no matter how much he tries to avoid it. Doesn't help how hasn't been too hot lately with a lot of people. He mentions the plans of yesterday isn't sit too well with me either. He might be the next responsible adult after Rebecca out of the four of us, but I've still got to check on the big guy. Make sure he's doing okay, at the very least, whatever he plans on doing. All I'm asking is for not to be idiotic. He's a sensible guy, I'm sure. However, desperation clings and pushes people to do things, rational or irrational. It doesn't matter. Clear thinking flies out the window the moment you're in danger, and I sincerely hope he has not found himself in a tricky situation. His phone doesn't even ring before he answers, or his voicemail at least.
Hey, it's Zach. Well, a voicemail anyway. I'll get back to you as soon as I can.
Is this when he was at the mansion and you heard the person scream?
And no, Ash, you're not allowed to lockpick your way into my apartment again. Just do what any other decent human being does and call if I'm not around. Thanks.
Did he turn it off? Why? I don't want to assume the worst yet. Maybe he has forgotten to charge it? Can't be. The guy's a bit of a Boy Scout. Even more than I am as a cop. He's the type who has to be extra battery or power bank in his bag if he needs it. And he always does. He won't say anything or brag about it, but he's got quite a roster of VIP freelance clients. He won't just leave his phone dead in case he's on the field, particularly when people will likely be looking for him. He always leaves the connection open whether clients or his friends need him. Zach is reliable like that.
Why isn't anyone answering?
His mobile is out of range in the area more plausible, though the thought of it doesn't completely shake off the uneasiness. Unlike Rebecca and I, he took time to listen to what Isabella said, and even if he didn't believe me, he was definitely the first one to offer help or try to do something. If he ends up in trouble in whatever it is, so help me, I'm going to... Well, I can't be rash. I'm aware of that. Been running the same reminder in my head since last night. But if something happens, I'm certain my reaction won't be pretty.
Yo, Zach, call me back, alright? I wanted to check in and, yeah, just please call me back.
It's usually a joke between us when I say he's the Watson to my Sherlock. I don't see him as some assistant to put aside unless he's needed, like some people like to believe, though. He's not some pity friend I keep around to make myself look good.
If anything, he's the one who stayed by me out of pity.
Zach's the one who puts up with me the most of the time, even when he doesn't need to. It's not the case of a cool cop who helped out a minority. In truth, I was head-hearted, hot-tempered, and reckless rookie up until I met him. I wasn't anything sudden of some part of me is still that rookie, but I've grown, thanks to him. He tempers that part of me. Considering how our first impressions went, I'm lucky he stuck around. Becca and I may have spent a lot of years together as children, but Zach, he's probably the closest thing I call to a best friend. Though it's more than that. A camaraderie no words can express. He has my back, and I always have his. He's a brother I've never had the luck of ever having. Only child and all.
And I have every reason to worry about my brother.
Oh, he calls him his brother. That's sweet. Becca's neighbor did say she went out to meet with someone. No specific names. If I'm wrong, she's not with Professor Clark. Then maybe it's with Zach? They've never been close, so it's not that kind of awkward friendship where meeting together remains out of the question. Regardless, I continued dialing for his phone for another 3 times, like I've done with Becca's. In the end, after the 3rd attempt with no answering, I stopped and moved to the curtain call with a ragged exhale.
Waiting game it is, then.
I've been trained for those. Hell, I'm used to them. Just not when it comes to people I'm close to. Much as I remind myself to maintain a level head, the whole different matter when it's someone you know. Personal feelings will likely get involved at some point. It's starting now, actually. With the anxious strings coiling and uncoiling, causing a racket inside my stomach. And that's exactly when the line finally connects. Before I even speak, my questions already slips out, including a pent-up worry and tension in my body.
Where are you?
The line is choppy, though I can still make out the words he's saying. Nothing to worry about then. He's just someplace where the network coverage is shitty. Can't imagine where he is at this time in the morning, though. Did he go for a jog?
What was that, Ash? Could you repeat that?
Yeah, okay, so that's when he was at the mansion trying to talk to Hannah, and then he heard someone screaming in the window.
Signal shitty here.
I asked, where are you? Hell, Zach, I've been calling your number for a good 20 minutes now. What kind of shithole did you get into?
I meant to sound as friendly as possible to keep things light at least. Instead, only the frustration shows in my tone.
Good morning to you, too. I should be asking you that question. I've been looking all over the mansion for you. I thought you'd be...
What mansion?
Do I really need to answer that?
Why are you even...
Please don't tell me that's his plan. A morning visit to the mansion where Luke Wright is? Of all the pig-headed things to do right now, it's the best thing he can come up with? Breaking and entering? I got plenty of reasons to rail at him right now, although no matter how much I want to give him a piece of my mind, unfortunately it's not the time.
No, wait. Just get your ass to Isabella's place, and hurry.
He pauses a moment, a second of indecision while he seems to contemplate his options.
How urgent is this?
In truth, the question, the hesitance, and the indecision in his voice has caught me completely off guard, and understanding dawns on me. His decision to go there isn't one born out of stupid impulse. He must have found something. However, no matter how urgent it is, he still shouldn't have gone there, alone at that. Despite myself, in a split second of comprehension, I allow it to show. A weakness. A simple request brimming for every unease and disquiet causing turmoil within me since last night. It bears a selfish hope that he'll understand, even though the unstable signal that whatever's keeping him there, that he'll willing to set it aside for now.
Pressing enough for you to stop asking questions and get yourself here. Please, Zach.
Silence fills the other end of the line again. For a long moment I assume he won't heed it, and I'll drive there myself, just to drag him away from whatever danger he's skirting. Thankfully he agrees.
I'll be there in a few.
Thank
An
God.
hour or 2 tops.
So I guess if I didn't let Rebecca go to the roof and go, I guess she would, I don't know what she would do. Would she lock herself in a different room or something? Then we would be able to talk with her? I don't know.
Thanks. I'll see you.
Relief washes over me as soon as the call ends. Normally, I don't let myself in a moment of respite in times like this. Gotta stay alert. Rebecca's still out there, and he has yet to return any of my messages. But for the moment, I relish it. This is probably the first time I permitted myself to do since last night. Even the muscles in my shoulders have been complaining from all the tension I've taken on. It still annoys me that It still annoys me that all I can do right now is grit my teeth and trudge back to Isabella's apartment. Useless. That's what I am for the face of this. A mad dash around Luxburn and Ainslam isn't going to help things. It's not like I'll simply stumble across them on the side of the road during the drive. The city's too big for a place for one person to go searching for two people. I'll be lucky if I'll glimpse the hair of either of them. With one last hope towards the open sky, I slip back inside to Isabella's apartment and close the door behind me. I might have grown used to this, but waiting will always be the hardest part. More so when it's people you care about. Okay guys, I'm gonna end this episode of The Letter right here. Oh man, I just feel bad because like Rebecca's not included in this. She was supposed to answer her phone and now she's not. So she's gonna call Ashton a little bit later. But at least I saved Zach. Because, like, I think if he went into the house when the woman screamed, he would have died there. I don't know what to think anymore. Anyway, if you guys are enjoying this video, remember to leave a like. Let me know in the comments what you think. And be sure to subscribe and hit the bell button because I don't know what's going to happen next. And I'm a little bit afraid because after what we saw in the elevator and in the building of BRC, that freaked me out. No, I don't want her crawling towards us ever again like that. That was really creepy. Jesus. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye! How did I miss this? All of them together! All 5 Inky brothers, dressed in server outfits and cat ears to boot, stood together and also, okay, if we sit a little closer? This guy's too pure, what the heck? Sure. I shuffle over until our thighs touch.